Russo's Playbook.
Alright, what's up everybody? Happy New Year, and with the new year comes a new season and new episodes of Russo's Playbook. On this episode, Season 4, Page 1, we are going to be breaking down the NFL Week 17, and it was a crazy one. Let's be honest. I mean, we had battled the young quarterbacks in Joe Burrow, P. Money. We had teams solidifying playoff spots, and some teams that just couldn't get out of their own way. But let's start it off and jump right into this. Bengals beating the Chiefs 34-31. Joe Burrow 30 for 39, 446 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jamar Chase possibly just solidified himself as Offensive Rookie of the Year. 11 receptions, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns. Most receiving yards by a rookie in his rookie season. Just past Justin Jefferson, who was his LSU teammate. That's awesome to see. And then Patrick Mahomes went 26 for 35, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns. But overall, this game was a battle, man. Chiefs came out hot. They were up 21-7, I believe it was, to start. And the Bengals just battled back. They're a young team. They're gritty. They want to have it. They want to win. And that's exactly what they did. They fought back till the end. And Jamar Chase, like I said, his stats speak for himself. But, I mean, this man is unbelievable. And I know I came out when when the draft was coming up. And I said the Bengals got to get Sewell. They got to protect Joe Burrow, fix that offensive line. I got to be honest, man, that was a complete mistake because they are absolutely killing it with Jamar Chase. He was a huge pickup for them. His connection with Joe Burrow is elite. It's outstanding. It kind of makes me wonder for this upcoming draft, do the Jets go offensive line to help their rookie quarterback, or do now they go a nice weapon to add for him? So it's something to think about. But with this game, I mean, like I said, they battled back and forth. It was a great one. 2 young quarterbacks going to be going to the playoffs this year. I'm sure they might see each other in the playoffs as well. It's going to be a good battle for years to come, I would say. Next game is the Rams beating the Ravens 20-19. Ravens and Lamar seem like they're likely out of the playoffs. I think the big headline for this Ravens team really is fixing that defense and hopefully keeping Tyler Huntley around, because he was outstanding in the time that he had when he had his shot to play, especially with Lamar out. And Tyler Huntley, man, nobody really knew of him, and he came out and did his thing. So shout out to him. He's been killing it. I know he was injured last couple of weeks, but he's been killing it, man. He's gonna find a home real soon with starting quarterback. I could see it. Then we had the Titans beating the Dolphins 34-3. The Titans really impressed me. I gotta be honest. They're number 1 seed in the AFC right now, and they are just a run-heavy team who's not scared to run whoever they have out there. I mean, I think it was Dante Foreman or something running the rock. It's ridiculous what they're doing without Derrick Henry. But shout out to the Titans. The head coach, Vrabel, he's been outstanding. Just some props all around for the Titans team. 34-3 beating the Dolphins after the Dolphins were just on a 7-game win streak, and they came out looking like this. It's unbelievable. But then we got the Raiders coming back, beating the Colts 23-20. Both teams are scrappy, fighting for a playoff spot. I believe they both secure one at this moment, but we still have Week 18 to go. Plenty of other teams to be fighting for it, so they got to keep battling. Then we had the Cardinals beat the Cowboys 25-22. Kyler Murray just owns Texas. I mean, it is what it is. That's what you have to accept at this point. I mean, I believe he's 9-0 now, dating back to high school in AT&T Stadium, Cowboy Stadium. He's killing it right now. It's unbelievable that he could be this good in one place for so long. I don't get it. But then we got the Saints beating the Panthers 18-10. Here, I got a couple questions because there were some headlines before this game. Panthers owner, there was an article that he had buyer's remorse paying Matt Rule and signing Matt Rule for all that money. I don't get why. Well, year 1 it was good. Year 2 he's fighting. He thought he had a quarterback, Sam Darnold. We all thought he had a quarterback in Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold said, "Nah, I'm good. I'll take the money and I'll be trash again, like usual, like he showed the Jets." So I don't think it's more buyer's remorse on Matt Rule. It's got to be more buyer's remorse on Sam Darnold. And I get that lays on Matt Rule as well, but how many coaches, how many people have to go through quarterbacks to find their guy? I mean, we had the Jets head coach, Todd Bowles, went through what, Fitzpatrick, Bryce Petty, Christian Hackenberg. You're telling me they can't handle a couple quarterbacks with Sam Darnold, P.J. Walker, Cam Newton? And obviously they didn't want Cam Newton back, but they had to bring him back. They needed somebody. And I just don't get why you just don't keep running out P.J. Walker for it. Might as well just get a better draft pick at this point, because Sam Darnold does not seem like the answer. And this is another mistake by the Panthers, which is on the GM more than the head coach. But they already gave Sam Darnold his 5th-year option. So you're guaranteed to pay this man $18 million next year. You got to keep him around. So it's definitely a more buyer's remorse on Sam Darnold rather than Matt Rule, in my opinion. I still think Matt Rule is a great head coach. I still think he could get it done, and he could turn that thing around for sure. But next, another tricky head coach situation. So we had the Bears absolutely beating down on the Giants 29-3. Joe Judge and Daniel Jones, rumors are that they'll be coming back. I don't think they should. I'll be completely honest with you. How can you sit here and tell me this Joe Judge coach, who was a special teams coach before this, is any good at showing you anything? And then Daniel Jones, you want to be patient and see what he has, but can you waste another year trying to figure that out? That's my question. Can you, as Giants fans, can you waste another year trying to figure out Daniel Jones is your guy? That's something I need answered from you guys, because I don't think you can. I think you got to move on. You got 2 top 10 picks. You got to make something happen there. You got to start fresh, new GM, new coach. Just got to start it fresh right there. And then also, after the loss, Joe Judge in his press conference, I mean, what is he saying? He's over here talking about, we haven't lost the locker room. It's not like they're packing up yet. He has former players who signed more money contracts to go elsewhere texting him that they want to be back this year. What? Bro, you are 4-12, 5-11, whatever you are. I don't think any other player that left is sitting here saying, yo, bring me back, coach. Coach. The Giants, 4-12, 5-11. You guys are on the come up. No, nobody's saying that, man. Come on. That just was so. That's a fireable offense for me right there. What the hell are you talking about? With you just lost 29-3. You look like everybody packed up and left. And you're talking about players who signed up contracts to go elsewhere have been texting you that they want to come back next season. Stop it. I don't even. You brush that off, keep it moving at that point. That is just absolute ridiculousness right there. And then the last game I really wanted to touch on, which was the Bucs beating the Jets. I'm sure you guys could predict it. I had to touch on my Jets in this episode. New season, same talking points. You know what I'm saying? Jets are the Jets, man. We had the lead for basically the whole game, and Brady comes back, 34 for 50, 410 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception by Brandon Echols. We'll get to that later. And 33-yard game-winning touchdown pass. I knew as soon as they didn't get that 4th down for the Jets and the ball came back to Brady with 2 minutes left, it was over. It was over. I knew it. You could check my text messages. I told my friend that the same thing. I wasn't looking forward to stopping Brady. I was looking forward to Wilson getting the ball back and hopefully having time. And we couldn't do either. So it was disappointing, obviously. But the bigger picture, the Jets are progressing. I mean, the young cornerbacks held their own today against a good Mike Evans, Antonio Brown before he left the game. And they really did hold Brady down. I mean, the stats don't show it. But they were fighting and in the lead all game. They just had one hiccup at the last play for them on offense. It was explained by it's an option play where Zach Wilson can either sneak the ball, quarterback sneak, or he can hand it to the end around to Barrios. And because nobody told him, hey, it's 4th and 2, we probably aren't going to quarterback sneak here, he didn't realize quarterback sneak got stuffed, only got a yard, which if it was 4th and 1, perfect play. 4th and 2, garbage play. Come on now, dude. That made no sense. But so that's the only play that really didn't sit well with me. But that whole game was a great game by them. Awesome game to see for the Jets. They're definitely progressing. Zach Wilson's balling out still. He's still trying. He's still going hard. So I appreciate that. But now there's 2 things that came out of this game that people are criticizing. One, justifiably so. The other, knock it off. First one's Brandon Echols. After the game, Brandon Echols brought the interception ball that he picked off of Brady and asked Brady to sign it after the game. Everybody's all mad at, why would you do that? This younger generation. Tom Brady is 44 years old, leading the league in passing, touchdowns, completion percentage. I mean, he is literally the GOAT of the NFL. If I picked off that ball, I'm asking for an autograph. I'm asking for his jersey. I'm asking for some pictures. I don't care. That's just something where you are in the presence of the greatest of all time, and you want to get the ball that you picked off signed from him after the game. It's not like middle of the game after you picked it off at halftime you went to go ask him. No, it was after the game. It was a tough one, obviously, but that's something that you can bring back to your kids. Brandon Echols is also came out of JUCO, which not a lot of people get to make it to the NFL coming out of JUCO. And then he was a 6th-round pick and got drafted and is now starting in the NFL and picked off Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. I'm getting the ball signed. I don't care what anybody else says. For me, that's nonsense to be sitting here nitpicking that. But something that was a problem and something we will pick apart is Antonio Brown. I don't want to speak on whether this is mental health, whether this is just him being a diva. We don't know. Everybody that says he's a diva, no, you don't know that. He's mental health. You don't know that. We do not know what he is truly going through. So I'm going to, preserve my judgment for when more details come out. But I'll just explain the situation. Third quarter, Buccaneers are down, trying to come back and drive. They're on the field. Antonio Brown was fighting on the sideline, arguing with Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans was trying to calm him down. And Antonio Brown ripped off his jersey, ripped off his shirt, threw it in the stands, threw his gloves in the stands, ran across the field while they were playing, and put up the peace sign and left the game. Third quarter. Almost the end of the third quarter, just leaves the game. There's video that he's waiting outside of MetLife for an Uber, and then there's a video that he's in the Uber talking with the Uber guy. It's just, listen. And then this morning, he dropped a brand new song on Twitter I saw. Listen, I don't know what the case is with Antonio Brown. All I know is that clearly he doesn't care. Because you can't tell me his actions today or yesterday showed that he cared about any of it. And the game, how he looks to people, how people judge him off of that. I mean, he really did not care. And a guy like Tom Brady, to preach to have this guy get back on the team, and Bruce Arians giving it last strike. All right, this one's the last strike. All right, this one's the last. I mean, they kept giving him chance after chance, and he blew it. He really did. I don't understand what the argument was about, why he left. I had Hunter, who actually was texting me and talking to me about it, and he thinks he had to reach a certain amount of numbers to hit $1 million bonus in his contract. He wasn't being played to his full potential and snap count that game. I think that kind of ticked him off, thinking maybe they're doing it on purpose. That's all speculation. We don't know anything yet, but that's just something else to look at. And it's interesting to me how elite he is at wide receiver in the NFL. Like, he is truly one of the best wide receivers and route runners there is. And he just doesn't, I guess he doesn't want it, you could say, It's like he doesn't care if he's there or not. He thinks and knows he's the best, so who cares if I show it every Sunday? That's what it looks like to me. He doesn't look like he cares like he should. And that's a teammate you can't have around. And Tom Brady tried keeping him around, let him live in his home. And he couldn't work it out with him. So that was that for that game. I also had one more headline coming out for the Jets that I wanted to touch on. And that's Mekhi Becton. There's headlines that, Mekhi Becton's time is over with the Jets. He's overweight. He does this. He does that. He dislocated his kneecap. He's a 6'7", 380-pound man dislocating his kneecap, and y'all are complaining because he's not back in 4 weeks? Let him miss the season. It's a dislocated kneecap. Get it through your heads. That's the fact that y'all are sitting here. Oh, the timeline was 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, maybe for me, maybe for you, not for a 6'7", 380-pound grown-ass man. I mean, let's be real here, people. And to the whole out of shape thing, he came into camp at the weight that the coaches wanted him at. He was playing good week 1. He got rolled up on by a teammate. What are we comparing here with this? He's injury prone. He can't stay on the field. He's terrible. This, that, and the third. Maybe it's his last year. Jets aren't going to keep. No. He was your 11th overall pick 2 years ago. He had an elite rookie season. And he had an injury in week 1 with a dislocated kneecap that he needed more than the timetable suggested to recover. Let's be real, people. Come on. 6'7", 6'8", 280 pounds. You're telling me the man was supposed to come back in 4 weeks from a dislocated kneecap? Stop that. Come on now. That's how we'll wrap up this episode. Like I said, new year, new season, new episodes. Season 4, page 1 on Russo's Playbook. You can find on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will talk to you again next week.